All right, so I just got done talking about the Lamar Jackson situation. He posted that letter on Twitter where he was explaining the situation and basically told us that he officially asked for a trade from the Ravens on March 2nd, and basically he's done with the Ravens organization because they do not want to pay him the money and the value that he believes he deserves. We talked about that. We looked at his aspect. We looked at the Ravens side. We looked at the situation, how it's been handled over the last couple years. And then we spoke on what the Ravens can do moving forward and if it's possible for Lamar Jackson to get traded. We talked about that in the last video. This video ain't about that. I'm not here to give my thoughts. I'm here to directly address the Ravens organization because it's time for you to show your true colors. It's time for you to give us your answer. Show us who you are. It's time. Look, I'm going to put this out here and say it as clearly and as simple as I possibly can. If Lamar Jackson is a quarterback that you believe can help take this team to a Super Bowl championship, then you pay him what he wants. If you truly deem him as a player that you cannot lose under any circumstances, you pay him what he wants. Simple as that. Simple as that. I don't give a damn about what anybody else got to say about the contract. Oh, man, it's an overpay. I don't care what the media's got to say. I don't give a damn what the other fans got to say. I don't care. If you deem him as somebody that can win us a Super Bowl and is somebody that we cannot afford to lose under any circumstances, you pay the man what he wants. I don't care if it's an overpay. Take a look at the situation with Arizona. Kyler Murray has been injured in damn near every year of his career. There have been reports about his maturity issues. There's been reports about his focus on the game because they're saying he's too busy playing video games instead of studying. That's why he had that whole clause in his contract at the beginning. There were reports about that. There were questions about his leadership. Despite all of that, despite the leadership concerns that we were hearing, despite the maturity issues that we were hearing, despite the focus issues we were hearing, despite the injury history he's had, Arizona deemed this man as somebody they could not afford to lose under any circumstances. And they paid that man a contract. They gave him the money he wants. They deemed him that important. Despite all these other issues that were showing up here, they deemed him as somebody they could not afford to lose. So they paid him his money. Do you believe that? Somebody with injury issues. Somebody with maturity issues. Somebody with focus and study issues, according to what we were hearing. Somebody who has some leadership issues and may lack in some aspects of leadership. Arizona paid him that money because they deemed him as somebody they couldn't afford to lose. If you view Lamar Jackson as somebody that you cannot afford to lose, somebody that can truly take this team to a championship, then you pay him the money he wants. I don't care about the other people saying, oh, you're going to pay that much for a quarterback. It's a massive overpay. If you believe he's the guy to get you to a championship, who the hell cares if you're overpaying for him or not? First of all, it's about the market, and you know the market's always rising. I'm not getting into that. I'm talking about the Ravens as a whole. If you believe this is the guy that can win you a championship, you pay him his money. I don't want to see all this mental gymnastics and all this politics that you're trying to pull in the media, where you're having John Harbaugh come out here. Oh, yeah, Lamar Jackson's our guy. We love Lamar. That is my quarterback. This team is built for him. We're building it for Lamar Jackson. Eric DeCosta and the others are going to get this done. I believe Lamar is going to be here. We can get that. I don't want to hear none of that crap, okay? It does nothing. It does nothing. No one wants to hear that politics in the media. It's worthless. We don't want to hear about how much you love him, but we can't get a deal done. Nobody cares to hear that crap. Nobody. So here I am saying this once again. It's as simple as this. If you deem Lamar Jackson as a player you cannot afford to lose under any circumstances, give him his money. Give him the money he wants. If you deem him as someone that can bring you a Super Bowl in Baltimore, give him his money. Simple as that. If you do not view him as somebody like that, if you do not view him as somebody that you can't afford to lose, if he's somebody that you're sitting back and saying, you know what, we can afford to lose him because we'll have contingency plans. If you view him like that, trade him. If you view him as somebody that you can afford to lose and be able to get something out of this and move forward, by all means, find a way to trade him. Find a way to trade him. Let's not waste any more time with this. We're heading to April right now. Let's not waste any more time. The draft's on this way, and the next thing you know, OTAs and all this other stuff is going to be pulling up. So let's not waste any more time with this situation. If you deem Lamar Jackson as somebody you can't afford to lose under any circumstances, pay him the money he wants. If not, find a way to trade him under any circumstances. Make him aware that we are going to find a way to get you out of Baltimore, and let's move on from there. Now, maybe they've already had. Maybe John Harbaugh is just trying to do damage control. Could very well be the case. Maybe they've already had this discussion and they're looking to move him because he already asked for a trade and they're looking to move him. Maybe that could be the case. I don't know. But we'll just have to wait and see. I just want the Ravens to show their true colors in terms of where they stand with Lamar Jackson. If you believe this guy is a quarterback that can take you to the promised land, a quarterback that can win you a Super Bowl championship, give him the money he wants. I don't care about it being expensive or being an overpay or however other people feel. If you believe he can win you a ring, it will be 100% worth it. Pay him his money. If you deem him as somebody you cannot afford to lose under any circumstances, pay the man his money. It's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be complicated. Despite everything that's happened and all the stuff that was being said about Kyler Murray, the Cardinals deemed him as somebody they could not afford to lose under any circumstances. So they paid him. If you feel that same way about Lamar Jackson, pay the man his money. Let's not waste any more time. If you do not view him in this light, do everything in your power to trade him and let's move forward. Let's move forward to a life without Lamar Jackson. I don't want to continue to have to do this. This should not bleed into next season. This situation has been going on for well over 2 years. We don't need this entering its third year. We do not. You had this happening during the 2021 season where it was definitely a conversation because, at this point it was going to be reaching towards the point where it was this last year. The entirety of last season was strictly dedicated to that. We do not have to have a third season where it's focused on Lamar Jackson's contract. If you do not want to pay him his money, if you do not deem him as somebody that can truly win you a Super Bowl, move on. Find somebody out there that is going to trade for him and get a trade done as quickly as possible. Let's not drag our feet on this. Let's not waste any more time. I love Lamar. He's my favorite player in the NFL. Obviously, I got posters of him on my wall. It is what it is at the end of the day. It's unfortunate. I want him to be a Raven. I want him to stay here. But I understand that it's a business. And if the Ravens aren't ready to give him that type of money, if they're not ready to fully dedicate themselves to Lamar Jackson by paying him the money he wants, then move on. Move on. Move on. Trade him to another team. Get the draft capital. Let's start from the top. Life without Lamar. And figure out where we go from there. Simple as that. That's all that needs to be said. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. This whole situation's a mess, and we'll just have to see how things go moving forward. With that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. And with that being said, once again, I'm out of here, man. Peace.